If you're in the market for an entry-level device that would not cost an arm or a leg, has a little bit of compromises, but these are things you probably can work your way around or get used to, then I think you should look at the Samsung Galaxy A03. Samsung did a little bit of highlighting of the specs on the Galaxy A03. That's the Infinity V display, the dual camera, and the 5000 mAh battery, which is kind of becoming a norm for mid-range phones and entry-level devices. In the box, you get a SIM card ejector tool alongside the charger, which is a 7.8 watts charger. This is not going to charge your phone fast, so you probably have to be friends with patience. And in this video, we'll be talking about the pros and cons of the Samsung Galaxy A03, and if this is something that interests you, grab a popcorn. The first pro for me would be the design and the feeling you get when you hold this device. I mean, the first time I held it, I quickly ran online to check and confirm the price, because it's one of those situations where you go to a store, you buy something finished, you can't kind of reach us, you can't be like, shots I never cheat. This people so. Now, this comes in 3 colors and an interesting texture which feels like a fabric. This comes in black, red, and blue. It is plastic, but it has some weight to it, so it does not feel cheap. Although I would have preferred the camera layout on the Galaxy A03 core if I had to choose. Summing this up, this is the best looking budget Samsung device I know of right now. Now the second pro is the display. Now this is the 720p display that somehow lets you stream 1080p content on YouTube. This is a PLS LCD display, and Samsung is claiming that this has a wider viewing angle, 10% brighter than the IPS but cheaper to manufacture, and I think this is where Samsung is cutting costs to make up for most of it. It has a good color reproduction with enough brightness for content consumption, and I remember when Samsung used to hand us a few pixels, and this was not so long ago, but comparing that to the value for money they offer now, I think Samsung is back in the entry-level market, and I hope they keep up the trend. The next pro is how good this performs. This is rocking the Unisoc T606 3 or 4 gig RAM option with 32, 64 and 128 storage option. What I have here is the 4 gig RAM, which is what I would advise anybody to pick. Everyone these days want to play games on their phone, and I wish this was a clear case with the Galaxy A03, but on a second thought, you can actually play games on this device. I tried playing COD on this, but I did this at the lowest settings and it was still a little bit laggy. So this is not a gaming device. So if you're looking to game with this device, or if you're looking for a gaming device, this is not for you, as you will have to be very patient because it takes a while for some animations to load up. And remember that how this phone will perform, it would depend on how you use it and the amount of tasks you're performing at the same time. And if you wish to boost performance, you can go into the settings, go into the software information and tap the build number in the software tab as much time as you can until it says that you have accessed the developer mode. You can go in there and tweak settings to boost your performance a bit. Now, do not do this if you do not know what you're doing. Now, one tiny insignificant pro is the fact that we still have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So recently, my Sony XM4 got spoiled. Most of it was my fault, and until now, I could only use the headphone with my laptop. But with the Galaxy A03, well, it is nice to have the 3.5 here. Now to the con. Samsung did almost everything right. Well, sleek design, check. Power buttons and volume rockers where they're supposed to be, definitely a check. Dual SIM card tray is also present, and then Type-C USB absent, and you also don't get a fingerprint sensor. Sadly, yes. But do you have any other device you charge with a micro USB charger? Yes, I do. Your point exactly. Well, if you can compromise that charging versatility, being able to charge multiple devices with the same charger, I feel the A03 is actually a very good deal. Yeah, I agree. And you can also tap the display to wake up the device, and you also have edge panels for multitasking. Who asked you? Before now, if I am buying a smartphone of this price point or an entry-level or mid-range smartphone, I normally don't lay much emphasis on the camera unit or how they will perform, but I would really like you guys, because this is looking like it's becoming a norm, like the mid-range and the entry-level cameras are getting better, so I would like to know your opinion, your honest opinion about the camera unit on this, if this is something you are looking at getting or not. So these few pros and cons are based off of the requirements and expectations I have on a device in relative to its price. And if you watch up to this point, thank you so much for doing that. Hit the like button and drop an emoji expressing how you feel about this device in the comment section below. Phones like this used to have a target audience, still do, but right now the target audience is growing because now we have more value for what we're paying for. All of this will mean nothing without your opinion, because at the end of the day, you're the one spending your hard-earned money on these phones. So tell me what you think about this device in the comment section below, and if this is something you feel you would buy or you would recommend for a friend. If you enjoyed this video, kindly hit the like button, and if you enjoy content like this, kindly hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post content like this. This is Tech Mayor. I would see you in the next one. Don't forget to drink